Ni hao, everyone. I'm Philip, a Brazilian engineer living in the south of China, and I'm here to talk about the TikTok ban. TikTok got banned today, 19th of January of 2025, and it's interesting to see how the China haters are reacting to it, because if China does the same as China did with Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on, is China Communist Party is bad. But if it's in the United States, if United States government doing it, oh no, that's TikTok fault. TikTok could have sold their operations in the United States or could have abide by the law. The thing is, Facebook could have done the same. They are not operating in China because they don't abide by Chinese law. So they could be here. We could be using WhatsApp, Instagram, and so on. But they don't want to follow Chinese law. And that's why. So today, United States is banning TikTok, and of course it's for your freedom. Of course it's for democracy and freedom. It's not because they want to control your life. They want to control what you will see. Even though there's no proof at all that TikTok is working with Chinese Communist Party, right? And more interesting, it was Mark Zuckerberg last week on Joe Rogan saying that the CIA is able to see WhatsApp messages, which was supposed to be encrypted. But anyway. We all know the United States can see whatever they want to see, right? But I'm living in China for 5 years, over 5 years. I've been in Asia for over 8 years. And for me, it's very interesting to see Americans in touch with regular Chinese people. It's very interesting because of the interactions they are having. They are talking with regular people, factory workers, rural area workers, cashiers of supermarkets, whatever. They're talking about regular person, not someone from the government, some journalist, someone who has an agenda. No, just regular people. And they're seeing China from their eyes. They're seeing the real China. Yes, of course, we have amazing cities here like Shenzhen, Chongqing, Shanghai, Chengdu. The cyberpunk cities like Chongqing now is very famous. But we have regular cities. I'm living in a small city in China, 4.7 million people are living here. For China, it's a small number, but it's just a small city vibe. We have bars, we have restaurants. It's very safe. It's very, very safe. No one carry guns in China. Even the police, the regular police, they don't carry guns because it's safe for everyone. You barely see policemen on the street here. And they're discovering this. They're discovering that there is a different world to live. And honestly, I lived in the United States. I lived in north of Georgia for 6 months. I was opening a factory there. And it's insane. It's insane. I went to LA and my colleagues were like, you have to be careful in LA because of the drug addicts and the crime and everything. And they, dude, I'm Brazilian. So I'm used to that in Brazil. Unfortunately, I'm Brazilian. But I went to the hospital one day there. I stayed in the emergency for like 3 hours. It was $6,000. $6,000. And I drove the car. I didn't pay for an ambulance. This was just a hospital bill. Here in China, the ambulance would cost $50. In Brazil, it's for free. Okay? In Brazil, healthcare is free for all. If you're an American, you're a tourist in Brazil, and something happens and you need to go to a hospital, it's for free. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't pay for the ambulance. You don't have to pay for the doctors. You don't pay for the medicines you get that you get inside the hospital. Here in China, I went to a dermatologist and I paid around $4 for the doctor appointment plus the medicine. $4 in a specialist. That's how China works. Because the idea is not to get the doctors rich. It's to serve the people. And that works for everything in China. Gas, house gas, power, water, everything is state-owned, and the idea is to provide for the people. We have bullet trains going through all over the country. We don't need cars here. A lot of people, they have cars for different reasons, but we don't need cars because we have rental bikes, we have bullet trains, we have airplanes, we have buses, we have everything. Ferry boats. There is hundreds of ferry boats that go from my city to Zhongshan, Zhuhai, Macau, Hong Kong. It's insane. It's insane. So I want to see some videos that I found on Twitter about Americans reacting to the things they are discovering on xiaohongshu, because with this ban of TikTok, a lot of Americans are moving to xiaohongshu. Honestly, I don't know why, because xiaohongshu at the beginning was just in Chinese. And why people would move to that app. Xiaohongshu is more for photos and fashion. 70% of users are women, so they're looking for fashion content and food they're posting and the coffee shops they're going, these kind of things. And now there's a lot of foreigners, not only from the United States, but Brazilians, Europeans, Australians, and so on. It's interesting to see because they are sharing things. Of course, the memes doesn't match. China censorship is very different from what you have in the United States. Here, you are not able to say things like extreme right, because China is ruled by the Communist Party. They will never accept anything like Ku Klux Klan or something like that. You are not able to do that. But LGBT content is okay. It's fine to post. There's no problem at all. There's no law in China against LGBT. So let's see some videos because I want to comment on it, okay?
So it seems that a lot of people in China are surprised to learn that Americans do in fact have to pay for ambulance rides. And so last night
honestly, this is insane. This is insane. As I said, in Brazil, we don't pay for ambulance rides. It's insane.
I thought, why not make a list of things that are normal in America that people in America might not even realize are very weird. I've got a list on my phone, and we'll start with advertisements for prescription pharmaceuticals on television and radio. It is completely normal to be watching television in America and get advertisements for prescription medication.
We don't have this in China. Not this level of medication. It's the same in Brazil. It's not allowed.
Oh, it's also completely legal to advertise directly to children.
Obviously, that's extremely not allowed to do.
As far as I know, only New Zealand is another country that allows pharmaceutical ads. Next up, there is no minimum guaranteed vacation for workers here.
China has it. China has at least 7 days by law. 7 days. Some companies, they give you more. For example, I have 25 days for annual leave, but we have a lot of holidays in China, public holidays. But the law in China says 7 days, and these 7 days are paid. The company has to pay for it. Some companies, they offer more to attract more people, and you can negotiate that on the contract, but at least you get 7 days. And every year you work in a company, they have to add one more day. So 7 days for the first year, one more day for the second, another for the third, and so on until you reach 15 days. I think it should be more, because in Brazil we have 30 days of annual leave.
Employers are not required to offer you paid time off.
Here they have to pay.
We also essentially do not have maternity or paternity leave guaranteed.
Here in China and in Brazil we have. I don't know exactly how many days. I think here in my province, I'm living in Guangdong in the south of China, and I think it's 158 days for a woman, and a man is around a week. I think in Brazil is 6 months for the women, and 1 week or something for the man. In Russia, it's 2 years for the women. Just to give you an idea how it is. 2 years of maternity leave in Russia.
Also, most healthcare in America is tied to having a job. So if you don't have a job, you don't have healthcare.
Here in China, people don't have private healthcare. In general, they don't have it.
There are more options now.
In Brazil, we do.
But that's pretty much normal. In America, it's very normal to portray poverty as a personal failure, not a societal failure.
Yeah, that's the thing of this individualist society where the American dream that you can do. If you work hard, you can do. If you work hard, you can be like Elon Musk. But actually, there's, 20 multi-billionaire people like Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, or whatever, and everybody else is poor. That's the truth. And in China, they have a poverty alleviation program that's been ruling for like 15 years, maybe more. And they have the 2 assurances and 3 guarantees. 2 assurances is if you don't have food and you don't have clothes, the government will provide you free of cost. You just go to the local government bureau and they'll give you for free. And then there is the 3 guarantees. That is, let me see, because I don't remember exactly, is the Basic medical treatment, housing, security, and compulsory education. Oh, education in China is for free. It's 9 years for free, the basic education, and then college is paid, but the tuition fee of the top universities in China is like $8,000 per year. And we are talking about universities that are in the top 100 in the world. It's like $10,000 per year, $10,000 per year. Is the same level of Harvard, Stanford, or Berkeley, or whatever university you want to, Ivy League that you want to think about. Tsinghua, Zhejiang, Renmin, those universities are on the same level and it's like $10,000 per year.
That's not okay, but that's what people are taught. Intense religious zealotry just out in the open. It is very normal.
So in China, all the religions, they have to obey the government, not the opposite. Members of the Communist Party of China cannot be religious. They cannot follow any religion at all, to avoid that one religion will try to get over everybody else. That's what we have in Brazil, for example. Brazil is a big mixed country, like United States in some level, but Christianism is stronger, the strongest one. And if you are from America, if you are from an African religion, if you follow some kind of African religion, there's a lot of prejudice against it. China doesn't have that because all the religions have to obey the government. If you want to open a church in China, you have to be authorized by the government. And you cannot pray on the streets. It's not allowed. For another reason, it's not allowed. Because you are damaging the freedom of the others who doesn't want to follow your religion. So if you want to go to the church, it's okay. In my city, there is 6 or 7 Catholic churches. One of my ex-colleagues used to sing in the church. She used to go there every Sunday. It's okay. There's no problem at all. It's not forbidden. People can still follow their religion. What they cannot do is try to convince other people to follow their religion, especially on the streets.
In America, if you're in a rural area, to see people with Bible quotes, very aggressive Bible quotes, just posted on signs in their front yard saying, "You're going to go to hell."
Here in China, you see things like, let's work together to create a better country. These kind of things, like Chinese society is a very strong society in a way that people feel they belong to something bigger. They feel they belong to something big. Like, I should help my friends, I should help my colleagues, I should help my community to get better. So they have this very strong feeling. And we saw that during COVID-19, so many volunteers helping when the cities were locked down. It's insane to see how people are so friendly to help. They really want to help. And if you're a communist, if you're a member of the Communist Party of China, you have to be a volunteer in these situations. We see that, like there was an earthquake in Tibet, a lot of people went there to help.
There is religious symbolism everywhere.
Not in China, but also in China, and another point that's very much propaganda, there is no statues and photos of Mao Zedong or Xi Jinping or Deng Xiaoping. We don't see that. There's nothing. Some people, they have at home, because that's a tradition for over 1,000 of years in China. China was an empire before. They had an emperor, and long time ago, they had kings. It was normal for people to carry some images of politicians, not only the emperor, but some special politicians at home. They had that. They would hang on the walls. And today, they do the same sometimes with Mao Zedong or Xi Jinping. But that's not normal. We don't see that on the streets. We don't see that in public space. There's nothing at all.
You'll be driving along a state highway, and there's just Christian symbolism. Literally billboards with hellfire on them. Oh, American flags everywhere.
That's true.
Everywhere.
And it's funny that when I was living in Georgia, I saw that. American flags everywhere, especially close to 4th of July. But somehow, if it's in China, is the government that is telling people to do it. In the United States, no, people are doing that because they're free to do, they love their country, so they want to show respect, they want to show patriotism, and it's okay. But if it's in China, no, this is government propaganda, of governments telling people to do that.
No reason. A few days ago, I was driving and there was just a flagpole next to the road on a highway with an American flag. There was nothing else around it. They are everywhere. The Pledge of Allegiance. Our school children are forced to say a pledge to our nation every morning using words they don't understand.
We don't have that in Brazil. In China, probably not, but it's insane.
Taxes. When it comes time to do taxes, it is on us to calculate how much money we owe the government. And if we get that number wrong, we can go to jail.
So here, the company provides all the information to the government, and we have an app, official app from the government. It takes me like 2 minutes to do my taxes every year because all the information is already there. I just need to add some education that I forgot the word for that in English, but I can put some like my rent, my education, that I can get some money back, and that's it. In 2 minutes, it's finished. There's no stress at all. My sister is living in California, and I know she's very, very stressed every year with her tax.
Slavery is still legal here for prisoners. And speaking of prisoners,
we don't have slavery in China. We don't have slavery in Brazil. This doesn't exist, really. People in the factories, they make a good money, especially in the big factories.
Our prisons are for profit and have quotas for minimum incarceration rates.
This is insane for me, that in the United States, the prisons are private prisons. They are companies. They have to be profitable. It means they will arrest people for no reasons because the prison needs a minimum quota, otherwise they will not be profitable. This is insane. Like, really, it's insane. United States has more inmates than China. China has 1.4 billion people. And the inmate population of the United States is bigger than China. And probably the main reason is the incarceration system is profitable. It's private.
Yay! God bless America.
It's crazy. There's some things in the United States are too crazy. Let's see this guy. I think this guy is big on TikTok, but TikTok is banned right now, so I don't know.
The TikTok ban has literally had the opposite effect. China and America have never been closer.
That's amazing.
Duolingo has seen a 216% spike in American users learning Mandarin and a 36% increase in US downloads as everyone flocks to RedNote. And that's impressive because you know how notorious English speakers are for not learning a second language.
Oh, no. This is for United States because in Europe, when people speak English, normally they speak 2, 3, 4 languages. That's for Americans. Americans, normally they only speak English. Unless they live in the South and they're in touch with Mexico, so they learn some Spanish, but otherwise it's just English. I speak English, I speak Portuguese. Now I can speak average Chinese, and I'm learning Italian.
They've also started comparing their medical bills.
Oh, this is insane.
And you could imagine how that went down. And after he said that an ambulance in China was $50 and $10 for an appointment and painkillers.
It really is insane. I went to an eyes doctor because I want to buy contact lenses. So I had to see 2 doctors. They need to do some measurements in the eye to know if it matches the diameter of the lenses. So I saw 2 doctors and I did 8 tests because they also wanted to do different tests. Was $17. 2 doctors, 8 tests, all the results. They also checked other things for glaucoma and pressure in the eye and so on. $17.
Oh, somehow signs off with Luigi.
At the end, salute to Luigi.
Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione is big in the Chinese internet, like big. If you go to xiaohongshu is RedNote. If you go to xiaohongshu, you'll see a lot of Luigi content.
And wish the best to you all.
Americans have also been asking if the social credit score is a real thing there. If China actually...
No, social credit score is a lie. That was a project Xi Jinping started in 2014 and never really worked because China is too big. The provinces, they are very autonomous. Provinces in states is the same as states, more or less. The states here are very autonomous, never really worked. There is no such a thing as credit score. They have some initiatives in the small places, but country-wise, it doesn't exist at all. Some people at my work, my factory, they don't know what is social credit.
Has a video game time limit ban.
Oh yeah, there is a video game time ban for kids. I don't remember exactly how many hours kids can play video games, especially on their phones, but there is a limit of hours because there's some research in China that kids are sleeping 6 hours per day. They're playing too much on their phones. So the government thought it was better to limit the amount of hours they can play.
And if Timu was just a bunch of children that needed saving.
There's no child labor in China, like really, trust me, there's no child labor. And there was a comment on xiaohongshu. Someone said, kids are not effective. They're not efficient. So why to use kids when there's 1.4 billion people here? China can just bring Vietnamese people to work if they want. That makes no sense to use kids in factories.
You've got people on this app now pledging their allegiance to communist China. RedNote is literally what the US government feared TikTok would become. And they created this.
Right? United States created this. And if you don't know, this is RedNote. Okay? This is small book. That's why it's called xiaohongshu. Xiao is small. I was speaking Portuguese. Hong is red and shu is book. So little red book. This is the book of Mao Zedong during the Cultural Revolution. Quotations from Chairman Mao. That was used during the Cultural Revolution. So if you open here, the first page is Chairman Mao's photo. So RedNote or xiaohongshu is named after this communist book. Yeah, that's where American people are going. Of course, the app that has no relation to communist content, in the end of the day, you see a lot of communist content there because there's a lot of people that follow communist ideas in China. They are taught, I think they start to learn about communism, socialism when they are 12 at school. So people really follow this idea. And it's very interesting to see this exchange. From my point of view, is very interesting. And there's another girl that I found a video here on Twitter. Let's see.
Because fuck you, America, for making me pay, or for making me work 4 fucking jobs, 4 jobs, while I'm in college in rural fucking Tennessee.
Oh, and China is not allowed to work when you are in college. It's not allowed, and if you are in the top universities, you have no time for that. Like really no time. So you just study. Really, there's no people from the big universities. If you are doing a engineering course, medicine or whatever, you have no time and you are not allowed to work. And as I said, it's like 10,000 per year.
I can barely pay my own fucking rent, and I'm taking 19 credit hours on top of those 4 fucking jobs, and I still can't graduate on time.
All right, that's another thing that's insane in the United States. Your student loans that you have to pay forever. In Brazil, we have free universities. The best universities in Brazil are for free. Anyone can go and study there. And you have private universities, but the government has some kind of projects that they will lend you the money and you pay back, but the interest is very, very low. So, and you only start to pay after you graduate.
I still can't graduate early, even though I'm taking 21 credit hours next semester! It's not fucking fair. It's not fucking fair anymore. It's never been fair, not in my lifetime. And will it ever be fair? No, because I'm a woman in America.
And for us outside of the United States is mind-blowing that the United States has $1 trillion to spend in defense. They call defense, this is just playing with the words because they're not defending for anyone. No one is attacking the United States. It's the opposite. So they're spending $1 trillion per year, but you still have to pay that much for an ambulance and college is insane. Why did they use this money inside the United States? Why they spent $1 trillion to destroy Afghanistan? Bin Laden was not even in Afghanistan. They killed Bin Laden somewhere else. So why you people in the United States are not burning everything to the ground like because this is stupidity. Makes no sense for us outside of the United States that you guys see this happening and you don't fight back, because it makes no sense at all. Why do you pay so much for things when your government has so much money to spend literally for killing people around the world? It's crazy. So I think if United States doesn't ban RedNote as well, because now the United States media starts to say that started saying that RedNote is more dangerous than TikTok, and it is, as we are seeing right now. In China we use Douyin. There's TikTok for outside of China and Douyin for China. Now Douyin allows people from outside of China to register. So if you guys want to see TikTok as TikTok, just join Douyin, and you can register with your United States number. So I think that is very dangerous for the United States, because now all these people are seeing how life could be if you don't have to spend all this money killing people around the world, and that your life could be better. You don't have to pay $2,000 in an ambulance, and you don't have to pay that much for college. Anyway, guys, I'll try to keep this channel running. I have another channel in Portuguese with 140,000 followers where I show my life here, and I do kind of similar reactions as well. I'll try to keep both channels running. It's not easy because I'm working in a factory in China, not with kids, but that's it. Yeah, let me know what you think about this video. Give a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.